Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jeff here. I hope you're all doing well. Now, remember what everything I've been saying. Monday, it's different styles you can trade with. And one of my systems, I say, Monday, do not trade Mondays. And the indicator built for those people in my premium inner circle, what I've given them an indicator that does that and much more. It's the first step. The second step is, we're looking for the liquidity. We're looking for any gaps. We're looking for where stop losses potentially are. We're looking for fair value gaps. And I built a set of indicators, not necessarily to buy and sell, not as used to buy and sell as entries, but as a framework for trading. Now, with that framework, consider a jigsaw. In trading, when you see the candles, they're just candles. Where are they? Where are they going? If someone gives you a jigsaw, the first thing they do is they give you the edges. They give you a picture. Then all you have to do is fill in the spots. With this trading style I'm going to show today, and I'm showing in my inner community, this is what I'm going to show right now. Here we go. Let me just check here. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. This is NAS 100. Yeah, this is what I'm using so far this year, 2026 model. This is the daily time frame. This candle here is Monday. This is Tuesday, and this is today. Notice on Friday, we closed here, and on Monday, we opened up with a big gap between there, close, and open. So my system, as I said, Monday typically is a no-trade day. It was one of the systems. Yeah. Without going any fancy, without doing anything, we'll look at the close, and all we do is we just take that there and move it. It's super simple. You find the super simple. And you can also do that above the high. Now, I'm going to vary steps I'm going to show here. Yeah. And we have a target down here. Down to the 1 hour time frame. Yeah. So you can see this for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll show you this again, back to the daily. And we're looking for this day here, this day here. Yeah, so we're looking for this to come down, go at least above here, which it does. And then you see here, from that point, it's a potential first time it comes down. Continues up. Something happens. So it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then it continues down. And why did it stop there? So I'm just going to press this here. I'm going to do a horizontal line, and I'm just going to pop that just at the body there. So that goes left and right. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go down to the 15-minute time frame. I'm going to look at more detail in here. Yeah. So now let's go to the 15-minute time frame. So this was 1500 according to the charts. Sorry, something. This is Eastern Standard Time as New York times. Anytime here, if you're in the UK, simply add on 5. Yeah, comes down, goes above there. We're now into a new day that says 4:45 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, doesn't. And this, we get this final here, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is New York, so which is 12:30 UK time. We take the liquidity. It comes down. 9:15. 9:30 here. We have market open. I'm just going to mark 9:30 equities market. You see here, we have this here. People may or may not have traded this because of the way of the market open. But you see here, very clearly, take the high, and then it comes down. Now, I'm going to put on my indicator, ladies and gentlemen. This one here. So this says, do not trade Mondays. Whatever happens in here. I want a 50, could be any time frame. I want to have this red dotted line. And this red dotted line, this is the low of the day from midnight to midnight, and this is the high of the day from midnight to midnight. Price accumulates, consolidates. Yeah. It then manipulates up. As you can see here, the first one it manipulates at 5, then 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then you can see what happens. But I'm now going to drop down to 5-minute, just so you can see this. What happens when you are open, just for complete clarity. And I want to ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, those in my inner community I'm speaking to now, about this here. Have I ever taught this in the last 2 weeks? What's going on in here? Okay. So we have 9:30, as you can see down at the bottom, it says 9:30. Watch this. What does price do? Yeah, first of all, takes liquidity here. Thank you very much. Any stop losses? This is a mini one. Then goes back up to high. What's above here? If people are selling, what's above here? Stop losses. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so I'll draw that there. Takes the stop losses above here, people taking a sell. Yeah, but let's take it one step further. What is to the left? What is this candle? Yeah, I'm just going to get really simple. Take it from the body there to there. Why there? I'm looking for the top of the white, the close. That's there, and look there. I'm now going to make this red, light red. See there. Now, what happens at 9:30? It comes down, takes this, moves back up, takes the liquidity here. There's a fair value gap imbalance. There's a SIBI there. Sell side inefficiency. Buy side imbalance. Now look at this. Look here at the wicks. The wicks stay at the 50%. The bodies don't even go near it. And then we come down. Now, some people might get initially entry here. It's typically called a low risk entry. Stop loss would go above here, or even higher if you wish. Then pushes down, push back up, a little fair value gap. And here, ladies and gentlemen, see how the bodies respect the fair value gap. There's an entry. Some people might choose this here as a break of structure for an entry. So far, I've mentioned 3 entries. So one using the fair value gap, one using this here, fair value gap. For those people who have been in my inner community, they understand that might take this down to the base here, using and it goes above the 50 here, and when it drops below, there's your trade there. So that again, ladies and gentlemen, taking the high to the low when you get the pullback, drag it across, goes up above the 50, there's your trade. That's the second entry. The third entry is when you have this displacement candle. It's strong, it's hard, it's a push. When you get this here and you notice it, don't panic. Remember, this is a 5, but just close that. Just draw one line here. Yeah. That's all we're looking for, one line here. You have 5 minutes through this. Do that there, then drop to the 1 minute or the 2 minute. We're looking for something above here. Yeah, that was now 10:20. So I'll go to here, 10:20. This was yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect setup. Look what happens at there. It comes back up. What's to the left here and to the right? Nothing. A fair value gap. There's a third entry there anywhere in here, ladies and gentlemen. So again, a third entry opportunity from there to there. And it goes down. Any of these entries you could have taken. Now, let's go back to the 15-minute so you can see it with clarity. Let's remind ourselves the setup. Monday, a no trade day. It sets the scene for the week. It sets a high and it sets a low of the day. We're looking for the liquidity sweep. Will it be external or even internal? We'll discuss that later, the internal later. It goes above it. We're then looking to trade New York. So New York starts at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The session, yeah, you see down there at the very bottom, it's a 7. But equities open is at 9:30. So you could have taken that high above there. Well, then when the equities opens, I've shown 3 entries. The fair value gap there, and the breaker structure with the pullback there. Yep. And if you missed that one, there was another one down here as well. There's another one just in there, another fair value gap. And I said earlier on in the low, there was a clear, obvious low. Now let's just look to the left. What is this? This is the gap between here and here. I put this in advance in the group. I mentioned this to certain people. That would have been an amazing trade. Now I'm going to put on some indicators. For those people that know of something called liquid gold. Yeah. Would that be useful to get this trade? Yes. I don't like the 15-minute. Let's go to the 5-minute, ladies and gentlemen. You see it's slightly different. But where does it go? There. Let's do the next one. Let's look at the money line. Let me see the money line. Do I have the money line? 30-minute trader direction. Yep. What this means is green up, gray is going down. I'm just going to remove liquid gold. How beautiful is that? It's giving you the entries. Beautiful. And it's giving you the X. Look at that for precision. Doesn't get any clearer than that. Let's look at the liquidity hunter, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do that in all these amazing opportunities. Exit there, re-enter there, exit there, if you wish, and guess where it stops. Bang! Ladies and gentlemen, that's the 5-minute. When I go to the 15, you can. And this is the power of the liquidity hunter. Simple, easy, and very effective. Now, let's just do one more money line, because some people have another indicator called money line. Different version. I'll just put this one on. Yeah. Developed, I've created. And this actually gives you signals for selling and to exit right there. Now, if you did do that, if we did take advantage of that first opportunity and use the risk to reward calculator, and if you put that there on the bottom of there, and if you put this on the top there, what would you have got if you only use a simple 4% in one day? For some people, that would be enough for a week. For some people, that would be enough for a month. But in our system, we're looking to do 1 to 2 trades like this a week. Not your traditional scalping. We're using a setup. It's very specific. It's very clear. And you can do it on the 4 hour, the hour, the 15, the 5. But the setup is the same. Ladies and gentlemen, hope that's been useful. Whatever indicator you use for entries, it's not about the entries. It's about the system that you use with it. They're all similar. Whatever you're doing, my name is Jeff Goodwin, and I'll literally see you on the beaches of the world. Bye for now.